Happy Tuesday. Better. Yes. I think we're good to go. Somebody said looking good. That's my producer, director, life leader, my beautiful wife, Tiffany Joe, TJ. I love you. Thank you. Oh, my beautiful daughter Alana has joined us. Summer vacation. Right on. Rock on. Here's some summer vacation in here. Do you want to say hello to the people as people come online?
Me.
Sure, she said. She messaged around with her microphone for YouTube. Say hello.
Hi.
We're actually looking over there, I think. Yes.
Okay. Hi.
This is Alana. She's officially a middle schooler. 7th grade. Hair is spiked today. Yes, I actually got my hair cut in my courtyard. So hello everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. And it would... Oh.
What's wrong?
I'm missing this little piece. Can you get it down in the office, Alana?
Yes.
Thank you, my daughter. Yes, it is. So we'll go ahead and get started. Quantitative economics and decision sciences major from UC San Diego. 29 years in the business, Orange County native, Capitol Valley High School grad, 9 kids. I'm an avid runner. Looks like you can't totally see them. That better? He'll tell me. There we go. I brought 6. My wife brought 2. I adopted her, she adopted mine, and then we had this little bonus dude right there, Zeke. He is doing pretty good on the potty training, I'd say. I'd give him a B right now. Better than some weeks. And I've been all over the press, and my company is Reports on Housing, and it's your local real estate snapshot. We have it drilled down from the county down to the city level and even the area level for Los Angeles and San Diego, because LA City and San Diego City are so large. Most reports read like you are operating a car in the rearview mirror. Those are closed sales reports. And let me tell you, I'm going to show you some closed sales for May for all of Southern California. It looks pitiful. And that's because that is a snapshot of March and April. How was March and April for everybody? I mean, we were all locked down, right? We didn't even know what to do at first. So it's, of course, was going to be the ugliest closed sales report. And it will be. And everybody will hear about it within the next week or two. But that's closed sales. If you're a buyer or a seller, you can't really operate in today's market looking at closed sales at all. Instead, you need to look at what the active listing inventory looks like, that's supply and demand, the last 30 days worth of pending sales. From that, you can get an expected market time. We mix the supply and pending sales and come up with a metrics called expected market time. It is the absolute true flavor of the market. It's not days on market. Anybody that's quoting average days on market or anything like that, that is not accurate at all compared to the expected market time. Will give you a flavor for what the true velocity of the market really is, a true depiction of what to expect as a buyer or seller. And it's all about setting expectations. I have a report for all Southern California counties, LA, Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego. And the one that just came out for Orange County and Los Angeles, they got it last night. San Diego is about to get it. Matt at the Reports on Housing office is putting this thing together within the next couple hours. This will go out, and it is Seize the Day. And it's all about homeowners learning about what's going on in the marketplace and why it's so hot. The market is extremely hot, and a lot of homeowners don't know it. As a matter of fact, the gentleman that does my hair, that I haven't seen him since before the lockdown, he came to our courtyard, did my hair. I just didn't want to go into a salon, and he was saying, yeah, I just re-signed a lease thinking that next year it's going to be better for housing and that the market was really slow right now. I wanted to see what happened. And I told him that the market's actually hot and interest rates are 3%. So this is a real opportunity, even as a buyer. it's a real opportunity as a homeowner too. So there's a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of people think what's going on in the market is not really necessarily the market reality. And go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and there is a FAQ and sample report section, so you can test ride, see what it looks like prior to digging in a little bit deeper. It comes out every 2 weeks. I told you about LA, Orange County, and San Diego this week. Next week is San Bernardino and Riverside. It's $15 per month or $150 per year. And you get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code FRUSTRATED, because that's what buyers are today, frustrated. And we'll get into that in a moment. So I would like to thank our sponsor, Mariners Escrow. And they nearly 40 years of providing concierge escrow services with competitive fees. They actively protect their clients by regularly reviewing their cyber security protocol and carry the highest level of insurance coverage in the area. And they have 7 professional escrow teams with expertise in just about every aspect of real estate: residential, bulk sales, commercial, 1031 exchanges, REO, investment property, refinance, and short sales. They're regarded as the #1 independent escrow company in the area for professional standards, principles, and ethics, and their fee schedule is on a sliding scale. The higher the purchase price, the lower the fee. So call them for a quote to compare. Mariners Escrow understands the necessity of providing their clients with superior professionalism. They partner with you as an extension of your brand and image. Call for a quote. It's 949-640-6040. That's 949-640-6040. And you can also reach them by info@marinersescrow.com. So let's get into some spring fun photos. I have a couple. Mom, we need haircuts. I'm Dad. Quarantine life. I thought this is brilliant. This was me yesterday. Warning, this is going to be a stupid pun dad kind of joke. This is a non-political post. You're welcome. That's my kind of thing. In Zoom meeting, I want this button. It's like that panic button that you used to get at Staples. How about this? In Zoom meeting, clunk. I think that's great. I want this installed. The U.S. has tried to get rid of the COVID the way I try to get abs. I try really hard for a couple months and then I get annoyed and it's taking so long and decide abs aren't real. It's kind of what's going on. No mask on your face, you big disgrace, spreading your germs all over the place. We will rock you. Okay, this was today. So I was shopping with my wife because that's what you do. We have a local Stater Brothers that just opened up, and my wife and I go with masks on. And we came across sardines, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'll bet you our kids haven't seen sardines." So I brought it out, and I dared all the kids. I would bring them breakfast in bed. That was Athena's idea. Breakfast in bed if they ate a full sardine piece. And only Athena was able to do it out of all the kids. Everyone else just couldn't handle it, but she actually ate it. She will be getting breakfast in bed. Pretty fun that she had the sardines. I actually like sardines. That's why I got it, because I thought, how fun. Let's go ahead and gross my children out. Okay, the Southern California market. It is for sure a spring market. We're actually headed into summer, and it's not behaving like a summer market. It's behaving like a spring market right now. This is typically when demand comes down a little bit, but that's not where we are in Southern California. And I'm only going to go over all the Southern California stats other than the expected market time for the various counties, because I want to give everybody a real reason. At this point, with the market being hot, I still want to bring some really good information, but as far as drilling down to the different counties, I could do that on an office level, and I can also do that by you subscribing to the housing report. So the inventory, it looks like this. This is where we are, the active listing inventory, and I showed this on Friday, and basically it looks like we've had better times where the inventory is actually lower, only once. And that was at the end of 2017. But you see this right here? This was at the end of 2017. If you compare where 2017 was, which is right here. This is June of 2017. This is June of 2018. So where we are right here, this is June of 2020, is better than all other Junes since 2013. And the active listing inventory is dropping for Southern California. If you look at it, Southern California last Thursday was at 29,858. It was down 4% in 2 weeks. It was kind of like it's going in the wrong direction right now. Last year we were at 43,842, 47% more homes than right now, right? The last time we had inventory that low was May of 2013. That's the only time that inventory actually beat where we are today. But check this out. Today, we're at 29,624. We're down another 2% since last Thursday. It's going the wrong direction. We're actually headed down right now. So, and keep in mind, for all those, for proper reference, for anybody that's new to these reports, in 2007, we had 115,000 homes on the market. That's nearly 4 times as many homes that are on the market right now. There were just too many homes on the market before. So in order to get your home sold, back in the Great Recession days, you had to reduce your price enough to entice a buyer to come and purchase your property. That is not what's going on right here. There are not enough homes on the market. So it's the exact opposite problem that was going on in the Great Recession. The number of new for sale signs in the past 4 weeks, this was last Thursday. This is where the number looks really good. I compared that same 4 week period over the past 5 years, and it's down 22%. So still, we are still placing fewer homes on the market compared to right now compared to the last 5 years. It's not enough. It's not changing enough. It's just not. So I've got news. Homeowners, watch this carefully. I'm not saying this because I'm a real estate agent or a broker or anything like that. That's not what it is. I don't represent buyers or sellers. I call the statistics the way I see the statistics. Statistics don't lie. And right now it says it is lining up in the seller's side, the homeowner's side. So COVID-19 is still suppressing supply. There is a supply problem, and it is not enough homes on the market. Before we had lower supply, and we placed the same number of homes on the market, it was just demand was so hot. Now we have demand really hot, and we have a supply problem of not enough homes coming on the market. So it really has dried up what is available. Thus the cracking desert behind this guy looking for a house. Southern California housing demand. Housing is strong. Stop comparing it to the Great Recession. The housing market is really strong. People qualified for loans, no fraud, no subprime, no pickup payment plans, just really strong down payments, a lot of nested equity. I can go on and on as to why this housing stock is better than the house of cards that was the Great Recession. Can't compare the two. We no longer have a demand problem. We couldn't buy our lemonade because of COVID-19. The real estate industry has totally adapted. They know how to properly sell in this environment with masks, gloves, as well as social distancing and notes on doors and proper contracts and all that good stuff. COVID-19 is no longer suppressing demand. It's suppressing the supply. It's not suppressing demand. Demand is hot. It is burning rubber right now. And if you look at demand, this is absolutely a V-shaped recovery. Look at it. This is where we're at right now. If you look at that arrow where we're pointing, that was last Thursday, 18,162. That was up 17% in 2 weeks. Last year we were at 16,912. That's 7% less. That's the orange line. April 16th was at 8,252, 55% less than where we are today. That's this number right down here. Look at that. That's 55% less. That's how many new escrows in escrow, getting ready to close escrow. That's happening in June and July. It's the highest demand level since June of 2017. But I do want to say that today we're at 18,795, and it's coming very, very close to this level right here. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to hit it by the end of this week. And it's going to be hotter than 2017, which means we will have the hottest demand reading besides the lowest supply reading since 2013. The hottest, scorchiest, if that's a word, market during the expansion years was 2013. So, oops, that was funny. 18,795, up 3%. So the inventory is going down and demand is going up right now. That means things are just getting hotter. It's a V-shaped recovery, and it is blasting off right now. That's demand. And, oops, that's funny that I did that. 47 days. Just pretend you don't see that. Let me go like this. Last Thursday, 49 days. Last Thursday, 49 days. Extremely hot. SoCal, April 16th, 109 days. That was April 16th. That was here, 109 days. It has since come down. SoCal last year was 78 days. 49 days versus 78 days. Do you see the difference? It is way hotter than this orange line was last year. Hotter than last year, which is where we were behaving prior to COVID-19. Went all the way up and came all the way down. Now, we are hotter than where we were back here. And it's the hottest point in our Southern California market as a whole since June of 2013. I have to roll it back. I mean, I had to roll back even any month comparison. It's June of 2013 was the last time we saw an expected market time like 47 days. That is hot. And Los Angeles County is at 57 days. That's today versus last Thursday. That's down 2 days. Orange County's at 54 days, down 5. It is also getting a lot hotter in Orange County. Riverside County's at 41 days. It is down 3. San Bernardino County's at 38 days. That's down 1. 38 days. That is anything in the 30s like that. And even when you get below 30, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And that's what's going on right now. It's nuts. And San Diego County is at 40 days, down 2. Nuts. That's crazy. That's down 2 days since last Thursday. So you can see the expected market time is continuing to fall right now. And as far as specific numbers and all that stuff, I have all those, and those are what is included in the housing report. So it's not a buyer's market. It is not a balanced market. It is not even a slight seller's market. Yes, we've adapted to make it a slight seller's market, but then it grew. And instead, it's hot in all 5 counties in Southern California. And it literally is. And especially those price ranges like those price ranges 5 to 750, 750 to $1 million in San Diego, Orange County, and Los Angeles. And then San Bernardino, Riverside counties, those price ranges between 2 and 5. Just nutty, hot, hot, hot. It means that if you price that property right and it looks nice, looks appealing, throw out your net and you're going to get more than one offer generated for that property, which creates a bidding war. Which is why you really need to price that thing according to the fair market value. The closer you price it to the fair market value, the more offers you will get, the more you're able to pit them against each other and get a top dollar for the property. As a matter of fact, even if you price it a couple $1,000s below the last comp or right at the last comp, you pit them all against each other, there's a good probability in this kind of a market that you'll get a few $1,000s more than the last comp. And I understand. Where are the sellers? I said it on Friday. I will repeat it. Attention homeowners. It's right now. It's right now is the time to place your home on the market because there's not enough sellers. People are asking, why aren't there enough sellers? I quite frankly think the same thing that with my hairstylist, as well as a lot of people out in the streets, real estate agents need to share this presentation as well as contact all their homeowners, all their clients, all the people they know. Everybody needs to understand that the market is hot right now. There is not enough articles and there is not enough pub on this kind of thing, because that's not what the news is about right now, because there's way too much bigger stuff that we're dealing with. So it's hard for real estate to make it to the front of a newspaper or the front of a newscast. And that's because there is a lot going on. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is more important, but that means that we as an industry need to get the word out as to what it is. And that's what I'm all about, setting expectations. I mean, do I want it to be as hot as it is right now? No, I think it lines up too favorably towards the sellers. I'm actually rooting for less appreciation. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. The reason why is because I don't want to see us reignite a bubble or inflate a bubble. We don't have a bubble in real estate, but if we start getting values that go up too quickly, we could create one. And that's not what I'm after. I'm after more homeowners coming onto the market to satiate the appetite of all the demand that's there because of these low interest rates. So I understand, Madam Buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, it is extremely frustrating being you, a buyer, especially when you come in and you start asking, yeah, we're thinking about buying a house, and then you find out what's really going on. You're wondering, are you kidding me? Multiple offers? Is that for real? I mean, seriously. Huh? Are you really kidding me? Is this for real? I just don't get it. Why are we dealing with multiple offers? I thought it's recession. Shouldn't prices drop? And you want to know something? I'm going to refer to this as a pandemic. It doesn't change the fact that it's a recession. I'm going to tell you that there was not one industry that brought down the entire economy. Worldwide, we're dealing with a recession, and it's because we're dealing with a pandemic and we shut down our societies. That's why I refer to it as a pandemic, so that everybody can understand that it's not a certain segment of the economy that's bringing everything down. We've had that before. 2 out of the last 5 recessions actually impacted prices. 3 of the last 5 did not. This is from keepingcurrentmatters.com, by the way. Go to their blog. You could sign up for this. And on the right-hand side of their blog, you enter in your email address. They'll send this to you. You can, if you're a real estate agent, you can actually have these modified for yourself as well. This is not a commercial on their behalf. It's just I've utilized their stuff so much. I actually think good stuff is worth sharing. And that's because this helps get the word out. And what that is you see the 2 times that it went down, savings and loan scandal. This was that 3 little pigs analogy that I said this one was made out of sticks. And the big bad wolf blew it down. It was hard, but this one was the original one, the one made out of hay. This was the Great Recession. This thing was so bad, so ugly, anybody could blow it down. My 2-year-old that couldn't blow out his candle could blow this thing down with a type of thing. You know, that whatever he was doing for his birthday candles. But you could see that was significant. That was made out of hay. The one housing stock we have right now is made out of just solid brick. And that's why it's having a hard time for COVID-19 to blow it down. Could it? If this thing got way worse and out of hand and it started affecting the economy in other ways, because we are already going to have some negative ramifications long term, but I think real estate is going to be one of the bright spots of the economy going forward. It's not going to affect housing. And because we didn't lead it. When we lead the recession, we were bad, we were worse, and we led the recession. So we need to understand that. And to help you with supply and demand, this is the supply. I know this isn't COVID-19 social distancing and masks, but this is like getting a house coming on the market. This is the amount of buyer activity that's swirling around a new home that comes on the market that's priced right, that looks not right and all that stuff. There's just not enough commodity, the commodity of houses on the market right now. So you have this imbalance. You have way too much buyer demand, not enough product. And that is a balancing act. When you have that much, what happens is when you have less inventory, prices start to go up, and that is what is happening here. It's just simple Econ 101, supply and demand. We have not enough supply, so it's light with a lot of demand. Let's see if I can do this like this. There we go. Supply and demand. And when you have that, when you have very little supply, which is over here, and a lot of demand, this is a recipe for prices to go up. So this is why I want to get more of a balance. So that's why I'm saying, attention homeowners, place your home on the market. I'm serious. So I understand, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you're frustrated because you thought you were going to get a discount, but that's not happening. That's not the flavor of the marketplace right now. I've already described what it is. It's not the fact that I understand you could be upset at the fact that I'm pointing all this stuff out, but I'm only pointing out what the market realities are so you can have the right expectations going forward. If you're a buyer getting into the marketplace right now, you better be on your starting blocks if you're between that 500 and a million in along the coast. 500 and a million is going to fly off the market if it's priced right. So you better be ready to write an offer and write a great offer, not a silly offer, not a waste of time offer, a real offer. It's not going down in price when you have that many people clamoring over one particular property. When you have multiple offers, let's say 10 offers on a property, that is a recipe for an imbalance. Just understand that. It means that we need more homeowners to come on the market so that it can help to satiate the giant appetite that's out there, because mortgage interest rates are fueling everything. And this is what we saw as of last Thursday. We hit 3.15, then it was 3.18, then 3.21 on Thursday. Still, all three of those record low rates. Yes, this is slightly higher, but from everything that I'm hearing, I think this Thursday is going to reflect one that's even less. And we'll just have to wait and see. But I've heard people that are able to get into the threes, and if you have really good credit and everything else, and proper down payments and all that, you can get into the twos. But I want you to know that you do not need 20% down to purchase homes. That's what everybody thinks out there, but you don't need that. There's FHA that's out there where you're less than 5% down. 3.9%. Those are the kind of loans that you need to find out exist by meeting with a mortgage consultant. That puts purchasing in arm's reach for so many people that thought that they had to put 20% down. We need to get the word out. There's rocket fuel, and the rocket fuel is low interest rates, and it's just propelling everything up. It really is. It's like a rocket for sure. So the market overview, I wanted to go over this. This is closed sales. And the reason why I wanted to go over closed sales is because I want everybody to understand what will be coming out in the news momentarily, and that's going to be the month of May. This was the month of March. This is the month of April. This is the month of May. You could see May looks ugly. It's a reflection of March and April. And we didn't start getting going as far as demand concerned until May. So May is where things started looking better. And it wasn't instantaneous in May, so that's why June's going to look a lot better and July will look even better. But do understand, I need everybody to understand this, that it says yesterday. That's funny. It should say last Thursday. Or this should say the month of May. I don't know why it says last Thursday. But this is the month of May. Sorry. You ignore that. The month of May was at 10,176. It was down 14% from April. SoCal last year was at 18,789 for the month of May. And that was 84% more closed sales last year in May for all of Southern California. 84%. I know. These are those waterfall moments where we know that that going into this forced lockdown created a lot of waterfalls in charts, or spikes like unemployment. But a lot of charts had this waterfall effect where things just dove. So understand this exists. It's ugly, but that is a depiction of the past. It does not foretell what's going on in the future. What foretells what's going on in the future is right now, today, the active inventory, very little, and demand going through the roof. And here we go. 8.1 million around the world have COVID-19. And this is the world. This is on the 7-day moving average. We're right now up to 130,800 cases per day. That's the 7-day moving average, and it continues to climb. And then this is the United States at 2.13 million. And you could see LA is right here, getting very, very close to Cook County, Illinois. It will pass up Cook County. LA is the largest county in the United States, and it will be second behind New York City, where they had the biggest problem. But LA will be second, and they'll pass Cook County because there are a lot of new COVID-19 cases in Los Angeles. And this is There are average of 21,750 cases now per day in the United States. I wanted to point that out because it has been increasing. And this is COVID-19 testing. I understand that we're doing a lot of testing, but I want everybody to understand this. We're right now at 4.1% positive. That was yesterday. Let's keep that number below 5. That's very important. The next threshold we want to be is below 3. That's where we're starting to match some other countries that have beat the curve. And the reason we're not getting there is because we're stopping right at about between 450 and 500,000 tests is as many as we're doing. We actually have to ramp up testing to get the number of positives down. And that's why everybody's been asking for more testing. It's not that people were asking for more testing to contradict other people and what they were saying. Quite honestly, you need more testing to get the number of positives down. Originally, it was like at 25% of all tests were like positive, and now we got it down to 4.1%, which is getting better. And once we get it down below 3%, even better. And that's what we're striving for. And that's why this is calculatedrisk.com. They are continuing to provide this, and they will continue to provide it until it starts looking good. And it's looking better, but I mean, looking even better. This is the United States. This chart was redone, and this is the University of Washington. They redid their chart, and this is the number of hospital beds. And you could see where we're at right now. It's going to come down a little bit, but only slightly. And then we get to September, and that's when they think that the next wave will hit, is coming up in September. So I wanted everybody to see that. This was, before I showed you this chart, it was going down to 0 on August 1st, but because of the way the reopening has occurred and the way that people are not wearing masks, they have recalculated and recalibrated, and also the amount of social distancing is getting less. Hello there. I have a little boy that, do you want to say hi? Want to say hi to everybody? He just woke up from his nap, excuse the hair. Say hi. Yeah. Here, you can say hi right into here. Say hello.
Hello.
Say, have fun.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. There you go. My lovely wife and producer and director and mom. I love those interruptions. Pretty fun. So there we go. I wanted to show this, but I also wanted to show part of this is the social distancing. They're calibrating social distancing and how it was really good until we got to right around the middle of April in the United States when things started to unwind, and this is where we're at right now. And this is projected, and as we get closer towards September 1st, this is when kids go back to school. By the way, that's why there's this jump, because then social distancing will be a lot less once the kids go back to school. And so they're factoring in different things like that. That's not an unusual looking spike given the circumstances of a lot of kids will be going back to school. I wanted to show Spain and where they're at. Spain is averaging 342 new coronavirus cases per day. If you extrapolate per population, that's 2,394 compared to our 21,000. I did this just so that we could see where they were the worst in the world for a while, Spain was, and then they beat the curve, and they did a lot of social distancing, and they're wearing masks. This is California. Doesn't look like that curve, does it? It looks like a different curve. California and Texas are having some issues. So is Arizona. It's along the south where everybody's having issues. And it's also along the areas where there's heat, which has everybody concerned about COVID-19 and its resilience with heat, which that's why they're extrapolating out and saying we're not going to get down to 0 on August 1st also. Besides social distancing, the COVID-19 is not reacting to heat like they originally had thought. And I don't know if everybody's heard. I just heard that China, Beijing, is having a problem with COVID-19 right now as well. So they might be entering their second wave. So here we are. This is California. 156,500 cases is what we totaled, and we're averaging 3,130 per day. And that average is continuing to climb the number per day. About 1,000 of those, at least per day, are right in Los Angeles alone. 1,500 at times. California county cases rank the cases by county from the most impacted to the least impacted. We're just going to do the top 5. Guess where they all are? Southern California. 74,000 in Los Angeles, 11,300 Riverside County, 9,600 in San Diego, 9,000 in Orange County. It just hit that today. 7,800 in San Bernardino. And so there are a lot of cases, and most of them are in Southern California. But this is hospital resources. This is the University of Washington study, which so many people are talking about as far as projections as hospitalizations and deaths and things like that. You could see this is where we're at right now, and it's just going to continue to stay this course until we get to September when it climbs. And that's a climb that we didn't have before. So it's something to watch and be mindful of. I did blow this up. This is coronavirus. This is this new site that I found. And I wish I could show you, but there are counties that are having problem with ventilators, and it shows it in red. We are not having a problem in ventilators in Southern California. We happen to live, even though we're the most impacted, we happen to live in an area with a lot of hospitals and a lot of ventilators. That's the ventilator capacity. That's the ICU cases. That's the COVID-19 cases. And you could see this, and that's the total hospitalization. And you could see this, 85% remaining ventilators capacity. Riverside 86, San Diego 94, 94 for Orange County. So even though hospitalizations are going up in these counties, because it has been going up, they have the capacity to deal with it. But it doesn't mean that we don't have to be mindful and get these numbers. We have more room in hospitals. If you're on a ventilator, it's not a good thing. So if we have a lot more people on ventilators, we'll have a lot more deaths. So as far as unlocking the society, I have had a little bit of flack with this, but you know what? Quite frankly, I like advertising my name of my company on my face, and I think it's a lot of fun. So that's why you'll see on Facebook, get it? I have a mask on my face, reports on housing. And I look at it like this. It's kind of like when people were objecting to the fact that, I remember with motorcycle riders, they didn't like the helmet law. A lot of people didn't like the fact that the government told them that they needed to click it or ticket, but at the end of the day, it saved lives. Seatbelts reduce risk of death by 45%, and seatbelts reduce risk of serious injury by 50%. And you're 30 times more likely to be ejected if not wearing a seatbelt, and 3 out of 4 people who are ejected die from their injuries. So, and it says person killed every 13 minutes and persons injured every 7 seconds. That's in the United States. These are just different things that they do to show kids why they need to wear their seatbelts nowadays. But remember the big debate over click it or ticket type of thing. This is what happened as more and more people were more inclined to wear their seatbelts. Still only 70% of the country wears seatbelts. Isn't that funny? And yet the number of deaths has come way down as a result. And that's the number of fatalities. So you could see fatalities down, seatbelts up. And wearing a seatbelt reduced the risk of fatal injury by up to 50%. For front seat occupants, up to 75%. For rear seat occupants, just wear your seatbelt and wear a mask. All the scientists are coming out there saying wear a mask. It's not a political issue. It's not any kind of an issue based upon if you're a human or not a human. Dogs don't have to wear them. But actually humans do, and it saves lives and it controls the spread. And all these countries that are wearing them, and it's not a political statement or anything like that, guess what? They're beating the curve. They're not going to have as big of a second wave because they're all wearing masks. COVID-19 second wave, I don't want it, so that's why I'm wearing my mask to do my part, because I don't want to see it. So I get it. We're tired of all this COVID-19 talk and everything else. Boy, I get it. Exhausting. But we don't have any kind of a vaccine for it. So therefore, wear a mask. Macroeconomic Outlook. There's before the coronavirus. It was looking beautiful. Longest expansion on record in the United States. Awesome. And then there's after the disease. Man, everything looked like a waterfall or a spike. If it was negative, it spiked. Or if it was negative, it waterfalled. Whatever it was negative, it did. Across the board, because we brought our economy to a screeching halt as we dealt with this COVID-19 unknown. And now we know more, and we know how to exist a little bit more with social distancing, and we can go about going to different things. So we went to a farmer's market, everybody had masks on, good stuff, right? And we're all outside. I mean, we figured it out. My wife and I, we went on a picnic on Friday night. We had a nice date night. How fun. Look. U.S. consumers are beginning to return to the economy. They're starting to. That's what this is. We're starting to go back. This is the consumer sentiment. It's getting better. A lot of people saved a lot of money, and they actually have money to spend, a little money to burn. And we're going to get that within the next couple of weeks too. The savings rate hopefully goes down and consumption is going up. U.S. retail sales rebounded after a historic slump. It's on its way back up. It went way down and it's back up. That's good news. This is good news. It's month over month is up. Year over year is down by I think it's 16% off the top of my head. Not very reliable though. Gonna tell you, I have to see it. I like to look at my stats, not remember my stats. And this is the NHB Housing Market Index. This is new home builder sentiment. And this, you can see, went way down and it's coming way back up. So it's right now at levels that we last saw into 15, but that's okay. It's going back up. It's headed the right direction. New home builders are saying, hey, not bad. I think I'll build some more homes. But the overall economy, it's going to be the slow dial. It's going to be what I have referred to as a long slog before we're totally recovered. There will be areas that will need more improvement. One of them is going to be unemployment. Unemployment's not going to completely come back. We will try as a country to bridge the gap for as many people as possible in companies. They're doing a lot. The Federal Reserve just announced more that they're doing today in a Q&A that they did with Congress, and they did something last week as well. Just listen to what the Federal Reserve is doing. They're willing to do a lot, and they're going to try to bridge the gap, but there will be casualties from this. There were companies that were already on the precipice of that their profit margins were already so thin and they already had so much debt, or they were actually slightly negative or negative, and they had a lot of debt that they couldn't get more debt given the circumstances of everything coming to a shutdown. And that's why you're seeing some casualties in some big names that you're going, are you kidding me? This is really going out of business? Because they were having systemic problems prior to the COVID-19 lockdown. It just brought everything to a forefront all up front, and now everybody has to deal with making sure their companies are as healthy as possible. So if it was prior COVID-19 unhealthy, going through COVID-19, it's going to be extremely hard to get out of, which is why we're going to see a problem with the unemployment rate this year. Next year will start to get better, and then the following year even better. So that's going to be something that will be hanging. Will it totally impact housing? Slightly, but it's not going to impact it as much as long as we have interest rates where they're at right now, because it is driving a lot of demand, because we do still have a lot of people that are employed. So go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and you get a month free if you sign up using the coupon code FRUSTRATED, as buyers are frustrated. And there are sample reports. And thank you, Mariners Escrow. I really appreciate your sponsorship. They've been around for nearly 40 years, and they protect their clients with the best cybersecurity protocol and carry the highest level of insurance coverage in the area. They have 7 professional escrow teams. They can do everything under the sun for real estate, regarded as the #1 independent escrow company in the area for professional standards, principles, and ethics. Their fee schedules on a sliding scale. The higher the purchase price, the lower the fee. Call them for a quote to compare. And they understand the necessity of providing your clients with superior professionalism. They partner with you as an extension of your brand and image. Call for a quote, 949-640-6040. That's 949-640-6040. info@marinersescrow.com. I'm not doing cocktail Q&A. I forgot to shut that off. That's not coming until a week from Friday. And we will have another housing debrief on Friday, and we'll have new numbers, and I'm pretty sure demand's going to look even hotter. I'm hoping that we can start to shake the trees and we have more homes that are coming on the market. Hopefully that's part of it. And then next week, I am not going to be doing the housing debrief for an entire week because we are going RVing. We have rented an RV and are going to be RVing. So yes, I'll bring you pictures and all that stuff. I'm going to unplug and RV with my family. So thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks much.